Hey guys, it's Bailey from Making It from Midwest, and this is going to be a top 5 and under 5 video where I tell you my top 5 products in under 5 minutes. This video is going to be all about drugstore concealers, so let's get into it. First, I want to start with a full coverage concealer. With that, I had to go with Hard Candy's Glamouflage Concealer. On it, it says heavy duty concealer, and that is no lie. For $6, you get a ton of product, and despite having a nice heavy coverage, it's very smooth and creamy. I think they changed the formula since I originally bought it because it is a little bit thinner, but it's not so thin that it sinks into fine lines. In fact, I think it's really great for those that have dry to very dry skins because it not only fully covers everything, but it adds a little bit of extra hydration without sinking into fine lines around the eyes or mouth or nose, wherever it is you're looking to place it. Generally, this does a pretty good job at covering up any discoloration in my under eye area, redness around my nose, and in general covering up blemish spots, concealing blemishes all over my face. It really does it all for me. That being said, like I said, this is more, I would think, for dry to very dry skin types in the way that it hydrates as a very smooth, creamy formula. I really like Physicians Formula's Conceal RX concealer for the combination or oilier skin types because it is a little thicker and has a little bit of a drier consistency. So those with dry skin might not want to use this as it could tend to cake up as you layer it on for additional coverage. However, I find that in the summer months and when I have generally oily skin, this is my go-to when I want that full coverage, but I don't necessarily want that very smooth, creamy texture. Now, even the heaviest of coverage concealers I find cannot conceal discoloration. It can't cancel out deep purple and blues that I will sometimes have in my under eye area from lack of sleep or illness, whatever, allergies. So my go-to highlighting, brightening concealer pen is from Maybelline. It's the Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer, specifically in the shade Radiant. This is the shade with peach undertone, so it's specifically meant to cancel out any discoloration in the under eye area in addition to concealing. So what I like to do is I will apply whatever concealer I am looking for that day, and then I will go over top and I'll draw that in my under eye area and actually go ahead and do that triangle down into my cheeks for an extra illuminated and very awake look. And I prefer this highlighting pencil over all the others in the drugstore that I've tried simply because of the texture. I find it doesn't cake up on me in the winter and it doesn't melt away in the summer. It's just a texture that works for my skin type. I'm sure others like the L'Oreal, whatever their version of is it, and that a few more have them in the drugstore. This just happens to be my personal favorite for the texture and how effective it is at concealing and canceling out those dark under eye circles. Now onto a lighter coverage concealer. There are obviously those days where we just don't need that extra help, and for those days I really like the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. It's just a nice way to even out the under eye area, or even go so far as to use it as an all-over foundation, just blending it out throughout the T-zone and blending out from there for a very nice natural looking coverage without it getting cakey and sinking into lines. And then last is the newest concealer to hit drugstore shelves that I know of, and it is the CoverGirl True Blend Fix Stick. I recently did a review of this and I have just been loving it ever since. It's easily my favorite crayon concealer because it not only applies smoothly, blends out beautifully, it provides full coverage, and it comes in a really nice, convenient pencil applicator, which I love for traveling. You don't have to worry about liquids, and yet it still provides that nice full coverage. One thing, however, and I mentioned this in the review, is the smell. It definitely has a distinct makeup smell, which will turn some people off, but besides that, I think you get a ton of product for the price, and it works beautifully for an automatic pencil applicator. So those are all my favorite drugstore concealers. I hope you enjoyed hearing about them and that it helps you make your next drugstore concealer purchase. I'd love to hear what your favorites are in the comments below, because as always, I do love trying new concealers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!